Every torment, every fear, every strange and terrible event we've chronicled, all of it converged in a single planetary instant. The hollow veins we discovered, the terrifying inverse womb, the memories devoured by an unseen predator, the whispering swarm of alien geometry, all of these terrifying threads were braided together. They formed one vast, gaping throat of space-time that tore open beneath the desolate Arctic ice. The research station, the epicenter of this nightmare, imploded upward. Metal and flesh, science and sanity, all folded into a towering gyre of darkness. A monstrous vortex so immense it was visible from orbit. From this throat poured not invaders, not ships or soldiers, but something far more fundamental and horrifying. Principles, laws of physics turned inside out. A flood of negative symmetry washed over the atmosphere, forcing the gentle, chaotic clouds into perfect, rigid, geometric lattice. These crystalline skies bled frozen lightning, silent and cold, thousands of kilometers away. Cities began to report the impossible. The sky was folding in on itself. Streets and boulevards were compressed into single, razor-thin lines. Buildings were stacked into impossible, repeating tessellations, like a madman's mosaic. The people caught within were crushed into two-dimensional silhouettes, their shadows still twitching with a horrifying awareness. Trapped on a plane of existence they were never meant to occupy. The inverse womb, that horrifying concept we encountered deep within the ice, completed its cycle on a global scale. Earth's very core inverted, reversing its gravitational pull. It began to drag the mantle and crust inward in slow, deliberate, grinding layers. The continents, the bedrock of our world, buckled like thin paper. The oceans, once symbols of life and mystery, funneled into colossal spiral drains that led to nowhere, simply ceasing to exist at their nadir. Play across the globe, humanity experienced a collective phantom labor. Every living body began to swell, to split, to grotesquely attempt to birth its own private singularity, a personal black hole of despair. And Alara, the scientist who first made contact, was suspended at the very heart of the gyre, the conductor of this symphony of collapse. She no longer possessed a form that could be called human. She had become the medium for the apocalypse. She was a living filament of agony, stretched thin across the diameter of the dying world. Through her, every compression, every inversion, every single mind being forced into a state of perfect crystalline agony was felt. Her quantum immortality, once a scientific curiosity, had revealed its final, unimaginable cruelty. She could not die. Not until the last particle of the planet achieved its final, perfect symmetry. She was forced to witness and experience the end of everything. In the final moments, as our entire planet folded into a sphere no larger than a child's marble, it still pulsed with the trapped consciousness of billions. A single reversed whisper propagated through the collapsing vacuum, a voice from nowhere and everywhere, a final decree from the new, terrible god of this new reality, pattern complete. The marble, a perfectly symmetrical jewel of absolute suffering, drifted silently into the greater dark. It carried its precious cargo of eternal, perfectly arranged screams. And in the very last instant, before absolute symmetry erased even the capacity for thought, one fractured final impulse remained from what was once humanity. We sought to understand the universe. We reached for the stars, eager for knowledge and connection. Instead, we became its final, flawless equation. And equations do not forgive. They simply are forever. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the dark. If you appreciate explorations of cosmic horror and stories that push the boundaries of imagination, consider subscribing. We have many more patterns to uncover.